introduction, but first of all, Journey's End. What's it all about?
Journey's End. The Western players, to commemorate the centenary of the First World War, will be presenting Journey's End at the Arts Centre Swindon from Wednesday the 5th of November to Saturday the 8th of November. The play is set in the British officers' dugout close to the front line in the trenches near San Quentin towards the end of the First World War. It tells the moving story of a small group of officers as they wait to go over the top in anticipation of a massive German attack which is imminently expected. We watch the interaction between the soldiers shift and develop over a period of 4 days and learn how they cope with the pressures of war.
Why don't you treat him like any other youngster?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right, Ray. Going to inspect rifles?
Yes.
I needn't worry if the wood's a bit dirty. Just the barrels and magazines and all the metal parts.
Right, sir.
See, there's plenty of oil on it, and check the ammunition in the men's pouches.
Right. Oh, where do we put letters to be collected?
Oh, just on the table.
You leave it open.
Open?
I have to censor all letters.
Oh. But there's nothing in it about where we
There's
are.
a rule that all letters must be read.
Oh. I say, I didn't realize. You know, I think I'll just leave it.
Give me that letter.
Dennis,
Give me that letter.
It's private.
Do you understand an order? Give me that letter.
There's nothing in it, I tell you. Dennis,
Don't Dennis me. Stanhope's my name. We're not at school. Now go and inspect your rifles. Do you understand an order?
Good heavens, Stanhope.
Now look here, Osborne. I'm captain of this company. I shall ask for advice when I want it. Oh, God, I don't want to read the blasted thing.
You'll let it go, then?
I don't care.
Shall I glance through it? I don't want to.
You better. I can't.
Do you want to hear?
I suppose I better know.
Well, he begins with a description of his getting here. He doesn't mention the names of any places.
What does he say then?
The last piece is about you.
Go on.
He says, and now I come to the great news. I reported at battalion headquarters, and the colonel looked in a little book and said, you report to C Company, Captain Stanhope. Can't you imagine what I felt? I was taken along some trenches and shown a dugout. And there was an awfully nice officer there, quite old, with grey hair. And then later Dennis came in. He looked tired, but that's because he worked so frightfully hard and because of the responsibility. Then I went on duty in the front line, and the sergeant told me all about Dennis. He said that Dennis is the finest officer in the battalion, and the men simply love him. He hardly ever sleeps in the dugout. He's always up in the front line with the men, cheering them on with jokes, and making them keen about things, like he did the kids at school. I'm awfully proud to think that he's my friend. That's all. Shall I stick it down?
Yes. Please.
I am Max Curtis, and I'm playing Raleigh. He's a very innocent, very keen. He's very eager to please, especially he's very eager to please Stanhope, who I went to school with. Yeah, he kind of just wants to do everything right.
I'm John Fisher, and I play Captain Stanhope.
And what kind of officer are you?
A drunk one. Stanhope is ruined by war, basically. He's been here for 3 years, give or take, and quotes himself as saying that if he went up into the front line without being doped by whiskey, he'd go mad with fright, holding on to anything he can at home, the last of which is his girlfriend, fiancée, which happens to be Raleigh's sister. Paranoia comes in when Raleigh turns up thinking that he's going to write home, tell her what horrible man he's turned into, and he'll lose that one last thing, so not in a happy place.
Slightly desperate man.
Just a tad.
And I'm Adrian Peace, and I play Lieutenant Osborne. He's older than a lot of the other characters. He's like a calm, level-headed, quietly spoken sort of a soldier, really. A bit of a father figure, I think, in many ways, to both Senator Stanhope and to Raleigh, as he's a schoolmaster fighting the war. And the voice of, I think, reason in some way, in many ways, just calmly observing it all, really, and the sheer madness of what's going on.
And it's a very poignant play, isn't it? So how are you all taking it? Because it's also quite emotive.
It is very, very emotional, and it's tough but fun in a weird, rewarding way.
So parts that you can really get yourselves into.
Yes, yeah, you can definitely get stuck into this, definitely.
Very much so. There's lots of, in between all the sort of the heavy scenes, there's quite a lot of day-to-day sort of conversational stuff going on about things that they would want to talk about to take their minds off what's really going on, so gardening and subjects like that, I think, which is, I think, an interesting aspect of it.
And have you learnt as well through the play about life then? Because a young person like yourself, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 19 years old.
So this is a totally different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I've always been very interested in the war itself, but it's been because I've seen Journey's End performed before, and I absolutely loved it. And to get the chance to play Raleigh in it was just amazing. So and I learned what it's like. Obviously, not to be the absolute, like, definitely how it was. It's nowhere near that bad here, but it's definitely something to really think about, and it's a very hard-hitting play.
And then once you get the uniforms on too, my goodness me, what's that going to be like?
It's going to be insane. We had a photo shoot for the publicity photos, and we had some uniforms that we threw together, and in a little hut with all this corrugated iron, and it really gave you a feel for it. So when you actually get there, it's always the same with the play. When you get in that set, and it becomes real, and I think with this, it's going to hit us even harder.
Well, thanks very much indeed to the players, and we look forward to seeing them at the Arts Centre in November. Check out our website for details.